Hello and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today, and if you're not and you need it, well, here's a big man hug just for you. Right, let's crack on. So today we're going to be building something I've not built for ages, and that is a Vero board. OD1. This is a Boss OD1 clone. You can find the link to the build that Ivark did on what is it called? DIY layouts, tagboard effects. Yeah, so obviously it's not my layout. This is somebody else's layout, and it's a very, very good layout, very good sounding pedal. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about some of the common mistakes that people make when they're doing Vero board. So yeah, make sure you check all the way through, especially the continuity. Make sure you've got a multimeter, that kind of thing, and then there'll be tone samples at the end. So let's get building.
What we're going to do is we're going to check continuity. Every multimeter should have continuity on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to go in between each copper trace on the board like this. You're listening for a beep. We'll go beep every time you do it. Happy days. Now we're moving on to cuts. Now this is another important step in Vero board building. You want to check each cut 3 times before you actually make the cut. So yeah, check on your drawing. And what I've got here is I've got drill bits. I've put some tape around them to give you a bit more grip, and also, don't hurt your hands as much. Again, we are going to do continuity after we've done all our cuts. In between each cut, you're making sure that there's no continuity where there's a cut either side of it. Yeah, and that you've still got continuity all the time. Yeah, there we go. Right, and now, so we're going to add the traces that are on the diagram. At each trace, just check, double check, triple check, count your holes up, make sure that they're all in the correct spots, because this can trip you up so much. It trips me up. It can make it really difficult to fault find. Just double check, triple check before you solder. It looks like I'm going to actually put in all of the traces on this little clip. Yes, there is a double link on this one. That's where 2 links go through the same hole, and you'll need to either use quite thin wire, solid wire like these, or just standard stranded wire will go through as well. Guess what? Continuity. We're checking continuity again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check that between each link where they are soldered, that it's got continuity to the trace that it's linked to. Yeah, so yeah, between the 2 links, got continuity, etc. Yeah, and because we've also soldered, we want to make sure that we don't have continuity where there is some solder. Yep. Man, I hate doing voiceovers. This is the first time I've done one, and it's really hard to do, to be honest. So now we're going to add our resistors. Right? Check, double check, triple check before you solder. Yeah? Right. Resistors done. Now, here's a nice little tip. Once you've started soldering, right, it can get a bit chaotic and a bit crazy on the back of Vero boards. And you've got so many wires sticking up, so many little legs. Solder some and then snip some. Get them out of the way. Get the ones that you've soldered done out the way. Yeah, then you can move on to soldering the next ones, and it just gives you a bit more room. It might take a little bit more time because you're snipping and then moving, snipping then moving, but it's definitely the way to do it. So we're going to fit our chip socket. Yeah, get that in there. Double check where it's going. On the other board. Yeah, so I'm building 2 of these. I got the chip in the wrong. I got the socket in the wrong spot, and had to desolder it and resolder it back on. So yeah, I didn't double check. You should double check. And here we go with our transistor sockets now. Yeah, pop them in. Sockets are great, especially for Vero boards. I would highly recommend using sockets on every Vero board. It just makes life so much easier, especially when it comes to fault finding. Capacitors. So the shortest capacitors in first. You know what I mean? There's our little MLCCs. We're going to get them soldered in first. Yeah, and then the next height capacitors, and then the tallest capacitors. If you know what I mean. Make sure that it's just easier to work with. I should be using some helping hands, to be fair, but I don't know why I haven't. Right, next stage. So this, I made a little boo-boo here. Now, I don't know if you can see properly, but we've got solder there that has jumped across and blobbed. So we've got 2 traces, 2 bits of solder there that have jumped across each other and blobbed. Now, this is the greatest thing in the world. It's called a solder sucker. If you do not have one, I would recommend getting one, because they're a lifesaver. Yeah, so all we're going to do is going to heat up the solder. Yeah, let it get flowy. Right, push our little button, pop, up it comes, and it takes away all that excess solder. Now all you have to do is neaten up where the solder was. Oh, the thing's right in the way there. Unfortunate, sorry. But yeah, just neaten up. Add any more solder if you need to. Which looks like I needed to add a touch more solder here. Yeah. Flow it all up. Boom. Yeah. And then snip off the excess leg. And then there we go. Solder sucker saves a day. Boom. Next, we've got electrolytic capacitors. Right, so I'm presuming that you've built pedals before, but if you haven't, yeah, the little white stripe is indicated that it is the negative side of the capacitor. So follow your drawing, always line up your negative side with the negative on the drawing of your Vero. Some people use different symbols, but it's usually just a little white line on the side of the capacitor. You're nearly coming to the end of my absolutely shizzle voiceover. Let's see what the next stage is. Oh yes, so we're on to the enclosure. So if you haven't already seen my ground loop 3-pole double throw videos, you could go and find them on the channel. But here we have, we've got our wires in, and we're going to mark on the back of the pops volume and gain. So we've got our in and out wire, we've got a ground wire, we've got a 9-volt wire coming off the thing, we've got the grounds all tied up at the top there. And yeah, next, so here we've got our 3M backed tape there, which is the board's going to sit on. We've got our wires connected to the board, and we're going to wire everything in. So as you can see, we've got a ground and a 9-volt there, which is going to go to the board there and there. But then I've got an extra ground, which is coming off the board, which isn't shown on the photo there. That's the extra ground there. That's going to come down and go to our 3-pole double throw switch, which is for our LED activation. Yeah, but then this board's already got an LED 9-volt there, which goes to the bottom of the LED there. So yeah, there we go. Back to me.
Okay. So, no longer doing a voiceover because we're at this stage now. So as you can see, we've got 3 sockets empty. So we've got our 2 NPN transistors there, just silicon transistors. I'm going to probably use 2 N3094s, I think. Yeah, probably. They're lower gain than 2088s, but they're obsolete now, so there's not much we can do about that. And then obviously the JRC 4558 in that socket there. Make sure we orientate, follow the diagram, you know, collector base emitter, pin 1, you know. Yeah, so all the wiring's in. It's not my neatest work, you know, but I've not secured the board down either, don't forget. So the board is still loose. We've got our 3M tape underneath there, which will hold the board in place. Because if it doesn't work, and we need to fault find, then we don't want to have to peel the board off the 3M tape, because then it does lose its tackiness. Right, so let's plug everything in, and then we'll see if it works. And if it does, you'll hear some tone samples, and if it doesn't, then you'll see me again for the troubleshooting. All right then.
Yes, first thing we notice is we've got a bypass. And we're using the Neural DSP suite. We're on the Nolly, and the preset is Clean Mid Ambience. Yeah, I've got my solar guitar loaded with legendary pickups. We're on the bridge pickup. So let's just check, make sure it works. Yeah, get ready for my limited use of the minor pentatonic blues scale. Don't forget, I'm a bass player at heart, so... but yeah, it sounds pretty good, I think. That's like gain halfway. Let's knock it, you know. Ooh, yeah, creamy. Yeah, sounds pretty freaking good. Like we could give it a bit more of a boost. Probably gonna get copyrighted for that now, but hey. Yeah, let's try the other end of the gain range. It chugs actually, doesn't it? That's pretty cool.
was the Boss OD1 Vero board build. Thank you very much for watching. Great sounding pedal. This was an order that came in, so yeah, it's heading out today to its new owner. Thank you very much for letting me do a video of the build. I've also built a second one, which will be going up on the Reverb store by the time this video comes out. So if you'd like to get one of these, it's on there. All right. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't liked the video, please subscribe to the channel. And here's another manhug just for you. Right, catch you next time. Bye-bye.